Understanding newer operating systems. The client version of Windows is the version that is purchased and installed on personal computers that include desktop computers, laptops, workstations, and tablets. Windows Server operating systems are purchased and installed on standalone physical servers, blades, and virtual machines. Windows XP unified the consumer-oriented Windows 9 X series with Windows NT/2000, while introducing a redesigned user interface, including the Start menu, Internet Explorer 6, and remote assistant functionality. As a result, Windows XP became one of the most popular client operating systems in history. Later, Microsoft attempted to replace Windows XP with Windows Vista, which had an updated graphical user interface and improved security. Unfortunately, Windows Vista was not well received and it failed to overtake Windows XP. To overcome the shortcomings of Windows Vista, Microsoft released Windows 7, which gave increased performance, a more intuitive interface, and fewer user account control pop-ups. The next version of Windows was Windows 8, which was upgraded to support desktop computers, mobile computers, and tablets, more optimized for touchscreens. It replaced the Start button and menu with the Start screen. A new platform for developing apps, and the Windows Store. Unfortunately, the new interface made it confusing and difficult to learn. To address some of these problems, Windows released Windows 8.1, which improved the Start screen. Windows 10 is the newest client operating system. After the failure of Windows 8, Microsoft listened to customer complaints to develop Windows 10. To distance the new version of Windows from Windows 8/Windows 8.1, Microsoft skipped Windows 9 and went to Windows 10. Different from previous versions of Windows, Windows 10 is released as an operating system as a service, which means that it will receive ongoing updates to its features and functionality. As client operating systems are developed and released, Microsoft also develops and releases server operating systems, as shown in Table 1.3. Until Windows 10, the client operating system and server operating system were introduced together. Although client and server operating systems can provide and request services, server operating systems can provide additional services and can service many more clients simultaneously. Table 1.3, Client and Server Operating Systems. Client Operating Systems. Server Operating Systems. Version number. Windows 10, Windows Server 2016, 10.0. Windows 8.1, Windows Server 2012 R2, 6.3. Windows 8, Windows Server 2012, 6.2. Windows 7, Windows Server 2008 R2, 6.1. Windows Vista, Windows Server 2008, 6.2, 6.0, Windows XP, Windows Server 2003, Windows Server 2003 R2, 5.1/5.2, Windows 2000 Professional, Windows 2000 Server 5.0, Windows NT 4.0 Workstation, Windows NT 4.0 Server 4.0. Defining the pay-to-pay model. Peer-to-peer networking, first and foremost, means that each computer is treated as an equal. This means that each computer has the equal ability to serve data and to access data, just like any other computer on the network. Before servers became popular in PC-based computer networks, each PC had and still has the ability to store data, even after the client-server model became king. Peer-to-peer networks still had their place, especially in smaller networks with 10 computers or less. Today, peer computers can serve data. The only difference is that they can only serve it to a small number of computers at the same time. In these small networks, the cost, the administration, and maintenance of a server are too much for a small organization to consider viable. Microsoft peer-to-peer network might consist of a couple of Windows 7, 8, 8.1, and/or Windows 10 computers. These are each client operating systems, and as such are known as pairs. because there is no controlling server in the network. This usually works well enough for small organizations. The beauty of Microsoft client operating systems is that up to 20 PCs can concurrently access an individual peer's shared resources. So in these environments, one peer usually acts as a sort of pseudo server, so to speak. But additional resources such as files, databases, printers, and so on could be added to any other computer on the network. The main disadvantage of this network model is that there is no centralized user database. Usernames and passwords are individually stored per computer. To implement a centralized user database, you would need to have a Windows-based server, which would mean that a client-server model would be employed. Peer-to-peer has taken on a second meaning over the past decade or so. Now it refers to file sharing networks, and in this case it is referred to as peer-to-peer. Examples of file sharing networks include Napster, Gnutella, and G2, but other technologies also take advantage of peer-to-peer file sharing, such as Skype, VoIP, and cloud computing. In a peer-to-peer network, hosts are added in an ad hoc manner. They can leave the network at any time without impacting the download of files. Many peers can contribute to the availability of files and resources. A person downloading information from a peer-to-peer network might get little bits of information from many different computers afterwards. The downloading computer might help to share the file as well. Most file-sharing peer-to-peer networks use special software to download files, such as BitTorrent. BitTorrent is a protocol as well as a program. The program, and others like it, is used to download large files from peer-to-peer networks. Instead of the files being stored on a single server, the files distributed among multiple computers. Could be a few, could be many. Possible benefits are availability of data and speed. Although some torrent transfers will be slow, a computer is the best torrent client, and the router you are connected to can all be optimized to increase the speed of torrent downloads. It is estimated that between 20% and 35% of the data transfers on the internet involve torrents. Another benefit of the BitTorrent client is that you can line up a large number of downloads from one torrent location or multiple locations, and just let your computer download them while you do other things. A file is stored on one or more computers. Then as client pays download that file or portions of the file, they are automatically set up to distribute the file or portions of the file. This way, more and more computers are added to the swarm, making the availability of the file much greater. Computers are set up to automatically distribute the file. It's the default setting, but you can turn off sealing distribution in your client. You can also block it at your firewall. Instead of a server hosting the file, a server simply tracks and coordinates the distribution of files. The actual torrent starts with an initial small file called the torrent file that you download, which contains information about the files to be downloaded. The reason the whole process is called a torrent is because it usually begins with a small file and starts the download. One of the differences is that when downloading a torrent, there's more than one TCP connection. Could be quite a few to different machines in the peer-to-peer network. Contrast this to a single file download from a web server. Only one TCP connection is made. This is controlled in a pseudo-random fashion by the tracking server to ensure availability of data. Another difference is that most web servers will put a cap on the number of concurrent downloads you can do, but not so with the torrent client program. The average person uses a BitTorrent client to download movies, MP3s, and other media. Sometimes these are distributed with the consent of the owner. Other times, and quite often, they are illegally seeded, stored, and distributed, as well as downloaded. An example of legitimate usage is the World of Warcraft. The owners of it used the Blizzard BitTorrent to distribute just about everything involved. PS3 and other consoles are doing the same type of thing. D-Link and other network equipment companies are embracing torrent technology as well. Skill summary is next. Skill summary. Skill summary.